What's up, guys? This is SinWithVengeance, and I'm back here with another Madden NFL 18 Cincinnati Bengals franchise. And today we are in week number 6 of the Cincinnati Bengals franchise, which today we are on a bye week. I'm going to start doing the bye weeks for the franchises now to see where to give you guys like I don't know, kind of like a status quo, if you will. We're 1-4. We're terrible. Like, last place in the division. The Browns have more wins than us. We've lost 3 games this year by 3 points. We lost by 3 points to the Ravens. We lost by 3 points to the Texans. We lost by 3 points to the Bills. It hasn't been pretty. I could tell you that much right now. It hasn't been pretty. And I mean, offensively, we have moments where we are really good, and we fall so far behind early on in the game that we have to play catch up the entire game. And by the time we get ourselves a nice lead and everything, and it's just not enough. But we're gonna scout some college players here. We're gonna scout some left tackles a little bit more because obviously we are lacking in that position greatly. Like, I'm not exaggerating that to the slightest. We need help in the offensive line. Our offensive line is absolutely terrible that it bothers me to even be looking for new young talent like that on a whim. Let me go look to sit corners here. I might be drafting offensive lineman first round with my probably very high draft pick. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to make the playoffs at this rate. It's as simple as that. I want to scout players that I know I need. I'm obviously very fine at the receiver position. I'm not worried about, my wide receivers because they get the job done. They, lately they've like Effort and LaFell and Ross and Green. They've all been putting in work. It's just everything else has just been terrible. Winston cannot get the job done at offensive line. I'll take a look at the depth chart, for example. Left tackle. Winston's given up 9 sacks in 5 games. That's got to change. So we're going to go... He's already a left tackle. We're going to put T.J. Johnson at left tackle because when he came in, he provided a spark for my offensive line, and it actually gave me a little bit of relief that he was actually putting in work. So... And about the kick, about that missed field goal to end the game, it was so close. I should have probably ran one more play and then called a timeout on my own because I could have just ran the ball up the middle and probably would have called a timeout on my own. And then I probably wouldn't have felt the pressure from the kick. But who's to say, Who's to say if that would have changed anything, you know what I mean? Dalton had himself a heck of a game last week. 6 touchdown passes. He still had an interception. But he had a really good game outside of that. He's first in the league in passing yards. That's great and all, but 14 touchdowns, 10 picks. Only on 59% completion. He's got to do a little bit better than that. And the run game hasn't been there because we haven't been healthy in the run game. Jeremy Hill is kind of just not been the guy I've expected him to be. Joe Mixon fumbles the ball a lot, and Bernard's been hurt. Receiving, again, not a big issue there. I feel like I'm going to get like 3 or 4 receivers over 1,000 yards, and that's not an issue at all. That's actually really good. Defensively, we need to do better. We're inconsistent at stopping the run. The game against the Browns, we gave up like maybe 20 rushing yards, and all of a sudden against the Bills, we gave up over 200. Passing defense wise, we're getting better, but we're not getting any worse. We're not getting better. We're not getting worse. We're having moments where, we'll have moments where we're really good, and then we'll have moments where we're really bad. As like prime example, fourth quarter when we made the stop against Tyrod Taylor by putting pressure on the quarterback, and then we made him have a bad throw, and everything else ensued. You know what I mean? And then we had a moment where that was where it was really good. And then you had moments where it's really bad, and then you're looking like, where we gave up the game-winning touchdown against the Bills. You know, that same game, that same quarter. Later on in that quarter, we ended up giving up a huge play. It's just a giant mess right now in Cincinnati. We're not doing really good at what we need to be doing. We just got to get better, and we still have a chance at winning the division. We're only 2 games back. That's saying something too. That's saying something about our weak division. We could probably make the playoffs at 8-8, and that's saying something. The Jaguars still leading the South for some reason. I have no idea how they're undefeated, but they are. Colts have won 4 straight. Titans have won 2 straight. Everybody in the AFC South has won a game in a row now. At least have a 1-game winning streak. Bills finally pushed themselves above 500. They're only 1 game back of the Patriots, but the Jets and the Dolphins still lagging behind. And you have the Raiders at 4-1, and the Chargers at 3-2. The Broncos and the Chiefs are lagging behind. Chiefs are 0-5. Never thought I'd see that. But the Vikings are leading the North, but everybody else is kind of like the division's kind of beating itself up, if you know what I mean. In the South, the Panthers are 5-0. We have the Bucks at 4-1. You have the Falcons at 3-1, and the Saints at 1-3. In the East, you got the Eagles at 4-1, Giants and Cowboys 3-2, and the Redskins 1-3. Seahawks 4-1, Niners and Rams 2-3, and the Cardinals still searching for that first win. We are at the bottom of the AFC, like really close to the bottom, tied with 4 teams: the Steelers, Steelers, Jets, and Dolphins and Broncos with all 1 win apiece. At least we're not the absolute worst. You know, things could be worse, but we still have time to turn it around for this season and at least get ourselves in a respectable position where we can push ourselves back up to 500 by the end of the year. And maybe, just maybe, sneak into the playoffs with an 8-8 division win. Because right now it looks like the AFC North is kind of weak. It's kind of beating itself up a little bit. And we got to do better. We gotta. The coach I got in now, the offense I have in for him, is working out just fine. Obviously, we have a little bit of goals and finances. Our team's not very happy right now. We could try and look for free agents, but we really couldn't find anything that would suit our needs. If anything, we could just go to my team and we could try and start making some roster adjustments at left tackle because Winston's just eating me up alive as far as contract goes. Where's he at? Yeah, Eric Winston's got to go. He's just not worth the time. He's given up. When you give up 9 sacks in 5 games, that's a problem, man. You just gotta go. You gotta. We could sign somebody else that could probably fill in the shoes a little bit better and probably a little bit younger for the time being, but I can't make any guarantees about that either. Let's go to left tackles. And you see that 8-year vet, 3 years, just a year less overall. He's asking for more money, though. There's not really many of these guys on the list that are worth signing, except for, we could look at the practice squad, but it's really not going to help me either way. Probably go for Kevin Hughes. Only 4 years younger. Then again, there's a lot of guys on this list. There really is. I just couldn't have him on my roster for much longer. He's holding the team back. And I guess what I'm trying to say is pretty much like everything else. Like, this team has been struggling in all areas. And then we have moments like the fourth quarter on offense where we were just exploding. We can't have that anymore. We got to have consistency. We got to have control. And we haven't had control at all. So we got to do better in that. Pat Sims, I think he deserves a contract to start, though. I mean, he's been performing. I think he's what we need. As far as getting a contract for, he wants a bit more in bonus cash. We'll give him $3 million. Yep, we got him for next year. Effort, we need him, especially if we're trying to have a quarterback controversy in Cincinnati. So that's the goal here. We're trying to rebuild the image here in Cincinnati. I know I've seen some of the comments saying Cincinnati convicts and stuff like that. How big of a dirty team Cincinnati is. We're gonna try and clean up the image a little bit. I know people could get around the league and saying that, but I mean, if people are saying it, something's gotta be up. I mean, I'm not a Bengal hater at all. If I was a Bengal hater, I probably wouldn't be doing this franchise. But as an example, if you hear stuff like that, it kind of rings a bell. And I don't think Cincinnati is that dirty of a team. I've seen dirtier teams out there, but you never know. But anyway, I'm done talking about this video. I wanted to get you guys a little bit of the up and round about the bye week. Next week we're going to take on the 1-4 Pittsburgh Steelers, and hopefully we can come out with a win there in Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh's a tough place to play. Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown are going to be one heck of a crew to try and stop, but we're going to do our best to. Until next time, my name is SinWithVengeance. You guys have been amazing as always. Hit that subscribe button for more content like this, and until then, peace out.